Here we go again. Welcome back to another week of the Corona Diaries, the project which was set up to make people feel a little bit better while we were all locked away in our homes under house arrest. And another week is beginning. I think it's probably fair to say that the lockdown, to varying degrees, is beginning to ease up. But if I'm totally honest with you, the Corona Diaries is not. So if it's all the same with you guys, I'm just gonna keep banging these out until I run out of content or willpower. And we're fast approaching 50 episodes. And I'm not entirely sure how that has happened. But here we are. Another Monday. Again, filmed in advance. So if you're looking at me and thinking, what's he so happy about? It is Thursday in my world. So please don't fear. We'll get to about midweek and you'll see me at my worst. So yesterday we spoke, not yesterday, why do I always say that? On Friday last week, we spoke about Darren's feedback, and we homed in on one of Darren's whys. Why is Darren doing what he's doing? What does he want to achieve? And if you remember, it was about the ability to earn whilst he isn't working. Which is a really common one, you know, what an incredible thing to have that kind of residual income. And I want to spend a few moments today expanding on how important it is to have your whys in life. Now, I want to start by saying that it's important that you categorize the different types of why you're doing what you're doing. And without going into a massive amount of detail, you should have spiritual whys, you should have health whys, you should have emotional whys. But the most common, the most relatable, probably the most shallow, are the materialistic whys. And I am going to talk about the materialistic things in life today, not because I deem them to be more important than the others. It's just that I think the others are a little bit more personal to the individual. I think the others are almost something where you may share with one or two of those closest around you, but they're for you to decide. Whereas the vast majority of people can relate to working towards the dream of a car they've always wanted to buy. Don't get me wrong, some people are very, very content and some people don't put any value whatsoever on materialistic things. Fair play to you guys, I do. So, whys, the materialistic whys. I'm going to talk about my whys. I've got 4. And I put them in order. And I suggest you do the same because it really, really helps you on what is going to be inevitably a very long path. So my first why is to move house. And I want to move out of this house and get a nice home that we can live in, a nice family home, a nice big home, a modern home. And I've got some really nice ideas of what I'd love to do with that house. My second why is my daughter's education. I would love to send Eva to private school at some point in the future. I think it is worth doing due to the issues and the difficulties which are going on within the education system at the minute in the UK. And that's a really important one to me, to give her the best start possible in life. The third one, and this is where we start to get a little bit wacky, I want a Ferrari. I want to buy a Ferrari, and that is something which I have always aspired to have. treat that as you will, but I've been dreaming about this Ferrari for as long as I can remember. And when I drive it off the forecourt in the garage, I am pretty sure I am going to break down in tears. And the fourth one is a villa in Mykonos with an infinity pool. Now, there you go. Nice, something to reach for. Now, everybody's a different, and whatever you think of mine, that doesn't matter. I'm telling you, you need yours. And what you need to do is you need to not just come up with these ideas and these dreams, but you almost need to reverse engineer them. And I would suggest you reverse engineer them in order. Now, this isn't a quick fix. Let me give you an example of what it is I'm talking about. My first why, as I mentioned, is moving out of this house and getting a beautiful home for me and my family to live in. Now, that's great, but there is no substance there. There is no content there, okay? So what I am going to do next week is I'm going to have a meeting with a mortgage advisor. Now, not because I'm in a position to move now, far from it. But I need to ask him the questions that will allow me to charter a path to achieve that why. It's all very well and good going to a mortgage advisor in a year and a half and saying, what can I afford? And him saying, not what you want, mate. And then you going away back to the drawing board and giving it another 2 years. I think it's much more sensible to say to him, if I want a house of X value, what have I got to achieve? What do I need to be taking out of my company? What does my company need to be turning over, you know? And that way you can start getting a bit strategic about achieving these whys and charter a path to them. And once I'm there, or when I get close, or if I feel as though I'm just about to break through, I'll do exactly the same thing with Eva's education. Then I'll do the same thing with the car. Then I'll do the same thing with the Mykonos Villa. And I probably will have 4 more whys after I'm in that villa. And that really allows you to have a clear vision, but not only a clear vision, you can start chartering a course there. Because you don't want these things just hovering around in your mind all the time. You know, well, one day I'm going to have a Ferrari. That's great. 5 years will come and go. You'll still be rocking around in your old car. You need to know what is required to buy that car, and then you need to come up with a plan. And you need to work on that plan every day. And working on that plan every day is what tomorrow's video is about. Because I do a really neat little trick that I've been doing for some time now, which keeps me happy, keeps me motivated, keeps me focused, and is really, really easy to introduce into anybody's working life. So tomorrow we're going to talk about that, and I hope you tune in and find out what it is. Cheers, guys. Take care.